Welcome to Duke United show, and it's the match preview for West Ham versus Man United at the London Stadium. It is a big one because Liverpool have gone and won their game. They're 1 point behind us. We've got 2 games in hand, but that doesn't really matter, does it? When it comes to points behind, Garth, we're 1 point behind. They could go ahead of us. I don't care how many games we've got in hand. Points matter.
Yeah, no, I've always been the same. It goes down mean nothing when it comes down to this. If we lose to West Ham today, there's still only a point behind us with a game in hand. You know what I mean? And then we go and lose to whoever, Bournemouth. You know what I'm saying? And then it's a must-win game, Nath. I think I don't see any other option here. It's a must-win 3 points. We have to take 3 points against West Ham, just for the confidence in the squad. You know what I mean? You lose 2 on the bounce. Liverpool breathing down your neck. We're not quite. What's the word I'm looking for? We're not quite like a rock solid team yet where we can handle that sort of pressure. I don't think anyway. I could be surprised. I don't know where you're standing on that though.
I agree. I think United are struggling. The minute we had them injuries to both Varane and Martinez, I said the same thing from that point onwards. I was like, wow, we're going to probably just get over the finish line here by the end of the season. So that's my thing. I think we are just going to get over it, but it's going to be squeaky bum time. And this is a squeaky bum time. Like, we have to go and win at West Ham. If we can't win at West Ham and we can't win these, 2 or 3 of these last games, last 5? Come on. We don't deserve it. We don't deserve it. And it's not like, it's not a Ten Hag's fault either. It's just due to the fact that we've lost players. Remember, we had to bring in players to be as good as we are. And then we've lost Martinez, who's the partnership with Varane. And it doesn't hurt. It does hurt. That's my thought on it.
Sorry, quickly. I've seen on Twitter and places a lot of people now like showing off Ten Hag's away record and is he as good as everyone says? Yes, he is as good. We haven't got the squad. He hasn't got the team. It isn't to do. When he's got his full team, we win games pretty much. You know what I mean? When he's got his team, we're winning. So no, I don't want to hear this. I can already smell it in the water. This Ten Hag ain't good enough, and I don't want to know that. There's no one else out there better. For
totally
us,
agree, Garth. Totally agree. Because look, we look like a championship winning team, like a team that can challenge for the title with our starting lineup. From what he's brought in and the players we had, he put together a team that's good enough to be up there. So for him to be able to do that, because remember where we were. And before how many games we lose last season towards the end? Nearly all of them. Like last 10, probably lost 9 or something like that. It was ridiculous. So I'm happy. I'm happy with what he's done. At the end of the day, it's not over. We are going to get that Champions League spot. I'm quite sure of it. But I think it's going to be a tough one. Rashford has to be back on song. That's why the title of this show is Rashford Fire is Needed. Rashford Fire is needed. We need him to pick up another star. I watched Mario Brothers the other day, actually, with the little one.
Same here, bro. Not with the little one. That's the worst thing. I ain't got kids. I just watched it on my own.
But you know what? It was funny because, like, when he picked up the star, it's like, I'm invincible now. And as I just remembered, Rashford. It's time for Rashford to get that invincibility star again and kill it. But look, let's quickly go into the a little bit of history of what West Ham have been doing, where they are in the league, so we know what we're dealing with here. We look at them right now. They're currently in 15th position. You can see they've lost 3 of their last 5. They've only had 1 win in the last 5 games. Their last game, they got battered as well. And who else but City? City played them. They beat them 3-0. Ake, Haaland, and Foden got the goals. And this is the formation they play, just like everyone else plays these days. They play 4-2-3-1. And Antonio's the main man up front. Emerson's playing on the left. That's the Chelsea Emerson, isn't it? That player who used to be at Chelsea. Yeah. Okay. Bowen playing on the right. He got his England call up last year from doing well. Not been as on fire this year, but he is still second top scorer. And then you've got Fornals in there. Benrahma seems to be on the bench, even though he's their 3rd top scorer. Let's take a quick look at that. So Mikel Antonio's got 12. You see Bowen's got 10 and Benrahma's on 8. And they all kind of assist each other. It looks like these are the front 3, the trio that we have to look after. What do you think about these 3, Garth? What do you think these 3 have got in the locker to be able to handle what we got to handle them?
I'm a big fan of Mikel Antonio, always have been. If he was 5 years younger, I would be suggesting bringing him in as a backup option in the summer. You know what I mean? Just there's that 2nd or 3rd choice striker. I think he's powerful. I think he's speedy. His finishing ain't the best of the best. That's his problem. You know what I mean? But great player. Was Benrahma? Love him as well, mate. He's a great player. So what's the other one?
Jared Bowen.
Jared Bowen. Great players, all of them. But I think we've got enough at the back to keep them quiet, as many teams have this season. You know what I mean? 12 and 10, they're not bad, but they're not exceptional returns. So continue playing every single game. West Ham, not the best team at the moment either. But it's West Ham, mate. I'm old enough to remember 95, Nate. You know what I'm saying, mate? I'm old enough to remember that, bro. 1-1 Upton Park, mate. God, dear, cost us the title. Week later, we lose to Everton in the FA Cup final. So,
nightmare.
Good players, man. I like Bowen. I like Benrahma. I like Antonio. But, God, we haven't got Varane on my team. So if we had our full strength back line, it'd be no problem, Nate. You know what I mean? No problem whatsoever. I need to see Malacia at left back. I think that makes a big difference in this game. But good players. I think we've got the better of them, though. I do.
Yeah, I do. Look, they're not the same West Ham as they've been of recent years either. Look, they are in 15th for a reason. They have only won 9 and lost 18, scored 37, conceded 50. We've scored 49, conceded 40. So it's a little bit better. But, on our day, we are way better than them. The only thing is we need some goals, Garth. We really do need some goals. Yeah. And that's the part that we're struggling on. When Rashford has now come off the boil a little bit, there's no one else picking up the slack to really go on a run. Anthony, like you say, he's being better, he's looking better, but he's not going to be the outlet to score you 20 goals in a season. No. And then Sancho is not showing any of the goals, really. He's got 1 goal since he's come back, or 2 goals since he's come back. It's kind of fluttering in and out. We need potency up front. We need to be able to touch. It's weird because when you look at that Brighton game, Garth, Rashford, like, his touch was a little bit off for the, it's so dangerous, but his touch was a little bit off. That little bit of a touch, that's what the top of the top never really miss. They never really miscontrol the ball at the last second to really.
Do you mean the one over the top from Bruno? That one? Because I thought exactly the same thing, Nate. I thought exactly the same thing. Exactly what you're saying. If you're an elite striker, you're taking that ball. Robin van Persie, Ruud van Nistelrooy, Wayne Rooney, they're taking that ball in their stride, or hitting it first time as it comes over their shoulder from 30 yards. Either or, I thought exactly the same thing, mate. Exactly the same thing.
That's something that he has to work on still. I don't think. It's one of them ones where if you got it, you got it. And if you don't really get that, because that's the elite bit. That's like what makes you elite. And I don't know if you can work on the eliteness of stuff like that. But, you can keep going and working hard. Like Lukaku, he was always just short of world class. Like, he was a top domestic player, scores you 20 plus a season. But when it comes to it, those really intricate goals, a touch, bang, where you need half a second and your touch has to be perfect to bring it onto the foot that you're going to hit it with. He doesn't have that. And that's what sets him apart from the Van Persies of this world and the Agueros of this world and the Van Nistelrooys of this world. That's what I'm saying. We need one of them. And that's why Harry Kane got off. That's the
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, Harry Kane does that for us. Is there... I always find with the best players, Dave, maybe you can attest to this, is there a slight bit of confidence involved as well, of being like, I can do that, I can volley this first time coming over my shoulder. Like, does he not have that, like, confidence to do it, or is it just pure technical ability? You can or you can't, you know what I mean?
Both, it's a bit of both. You know what? This is what I'm saying. When I was young, I used to watch them players do them things and pretend to be them in my head and do it sometimes in games. I'm like, I'm this guy. Bang, I'm that guy. Control, bang. I'm like, and some people's like, you didn't mean that. I'm like, yeah, I did. I'm not sure. I'm not supposed to have that ability to do that, but I actually thought it in my head to do it. So it does happen. It is in the mind a lot. So
mate, we always used to go, as soon as your Bower scored that goal, mate, 94, we were all out in the playground, mate. Your Bower trying to hit off the other side.
Say it to me. Bang. Oh no. Bang. Oh no.
I'll be back in 5 minutes later. Go get the ball.
Oh no, playtime's over. Oh my gosh, it's a crazy one. But look, let's get into Man United's quickly. Man United's recent form. As you know, we were on some good form. We're 4th in the league, 63 points, 62 as we know. With Liverpool breathing down our backs with 5 out of 5 wins. They're in some great form now.
Scary, man.
Oh. Just to say how bad their season has been and how we are now just this close to them is crazy, absolutely crazy. But let's take a look at our last game. We lost 1-0 to that McAllister last minute penalty in the 99th minute, let's say. It was a little mistake from Shaw putting his hand up in a bad area, but look, he still had a great game. and we needed to finish our chances, as he said in the post-match interview. He said, if we finish our chances from those clear, easy chances, we're winning this game. Anthony, culprit. Martial, culprit. Rashford, culprit. All three of them up front should have got us at least one goal between them. 0 for 3 is not good enough.
No, exactly.
Top scorers, as you know, Rashford just won off that 30, but Bruno Fernandes on that 11 and Anthony on the 8. Can Anthony get to 10? Can Rashford get to 30? And I don't mind about Bruno, to be fair. But this is the thing. We need to see more than one person above 20 goals. We really do. And that's the difference, Garth, between the top and us at the moment. So, doing all right. But there's a good bit of good news. In the press conference. Garnacho could be back in the squad. So I'm quite happy with that because he could be on the bench and could be coming on to give us some fresh legs and some fresh pace coming on after people come off. Here's another one for you, Garth. It's so weird because Martial, we're all obviously not really happy with his performance. His performance last game was not the best. For someone with his ability to be in contention with me in my mind saying, I might play Wout today. That's a disgrace, to be fair, because he should be so far ahead of the choice matter in your mind that it's unreal. And I'm here thinking about it. Are you thinking the same? Like, maybe we play Wout today ahead of Martial. He's just tipping it at the moment, but it's still a question.
I wouldn't start either of them, Nath. I wouldn't start either of them, mate. I mean it. I like Mark. Listen, I know you're a big fan of Martial, and I am a fan of Martial. I've always liked Martial since he turned out in 2015. I've always backed him pretty much. I will say when he's not doing enough, he's got that look on his face again, mate. The I don't care look. It's all mental with Martial. It's all mental. I don't know what sports psychologists do, really. I mean, obviously it's a psychologist, but he needs something because if he can get, he's still only 27, man. 20. Like if he can get that connection in his brain to be, I care about it. Like that's the wrong way, but you know where I'm coming from. I don't say don't care, but just give that extra 5%, the extra 5% that you need. He's a great player. You see it with his touches. He's far better than Beckles. So much better. But no, you're entirely right, mate. Why would you play him after what you saw? Like you can't. You've seen what he's doing. He's walking around the pitch. When he was put on left wing, he was nothing for the entire game after that. You know what I mean? Like you didn't see him. He didn't move. He didn't do nothing. So it's a shame. I just wish he's one of them players. There's been many of them. The streets will never forget players. You know what I mean? Just Abdel Tarabet. You know, like just please. Like I know you've got it in you. I know. Yeah. And it must be so frustrating for the gaffer, bro. Like, because I bet he's one of them as well. In training, he's all smiles, probably flicking it on, you know, scoring goals for fun. Exactly, gets to the match, and he just ain't got it. But I wouldn't play with him, Nathan. Is the answer? I don't think I put Martial on my team, did I? I did.
No.
Rashford, yeah.
Okay, well, look, this is the thing with me. Look, I like certain players, but I don't give them more props than they deserve. No. I believe he's not working hard enough. He needs to show his hard work off the ball. And then he gets things that happen on the ball. Like that, it's not just an accident that people get chances from shutting people down. It happens because you work hard with intent to win the ball. Don't jog around trying to win. The thing is, if he scores that goal, we're all going to give him a blight. And that's because that's what he's about. Every now and again, when he plays these kind of games, he just gets a goal. He's in the similar bracket to Anthony in terms of he's just not doing enough. Forget about what he's actually doing. But he's just not doing enough for his position, and then he gets a goal and he gets to stay in. And that's what I feel like with Martial. He's just not doing enough, and I just wish he got that goal because at least you'd give him a thought, you know what, I'll play you next game because you scored, but not because of anything else you've done, just because you scored. And the only reason why I want him in my side today is because we don't have anyone else as good, and that will create that chance that he had. If he gets that chance and he scores, then that's a goal for us. I don't see Wout even creating that chance or being anywhere near that type of chance. That's why I wouldn't have him starting. Just wouldn't have him started over the hard work of Wout and then creating chances for others. It's crazy. It's absolutely.
If I could only pick one of the two, Nath, I was about to say, like with my chest out, I'll pick Martial, but you're right. What Wout does bring, energy of assault, even though he runs so slowly up top, like. He brings it in, but I think I'd still start Martial over Wout if I could only pick one of them, mate. Just because Everything I said, exactly what you're saying. Martial still, once a game's got a little jink that can take him into the box, and hopefully he finishes it. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't play with him in reality, bro.
Well, look, Garth, you talk to me about what you see happening today. Who you're going to go with? I'm going to put your team up. Talk to me about who you've gone with, why you've gone with them, and why you see the score being the way it is.
Weirdly, I picked the exact. I never realised this after I wrote. It's the exact team I picked last week, and for the last game as well, the Brighton game, mate. So obviously, our back four, apart from the left back, it has to be what it is. Aaron Wan-Bissaka at right back, Lindelof, Shaw. I go Malacia at left back because I think if you're playing out the back, I mentioned this in the post match. If we're playing it out the back, I need a left footer at left back and a right footer at right back, so they're comfortable when they take the ball and they haven't got to think about what they're doing with it, etc., etc., etc. You know what I mean? No slight on Dalot. I actually think Dallow's a better player than Malacia, but I've got to have a left footer there. Casemiro, Eriksen, Bruno. I think we saw it against Brighton without Eriksen in there. Yes, Fred gave us a lot of energy, but we were missing that link up between the five at the back, Casemiro in the back four, and the four up front, Bruno in the front three. You're just missing that link up play, so I've got to have Eriksen in there. And then, as I said, I'm not playing Martial or Boot. Yeah, about Anthony, I think he's done enough, I think, to stay in the team at right wing. Just Rashford, I don't like him through the centre up top, but he's our best option. And Sancho's getting in there by default because he doesn't deserve to be in this team, man. But no one else does at the moment. So he's the best of the people who don't deserve to be in there at the moment. So and I'm going for I've got to be confident, mate. I put 1-0 down at one point. I was like, that ain't happening. They're going to score. So 2-1, sneaky win. Rashford, late goal for the win, mate. 2-1 is what I'm going with.
Not bad to be fair. When I saw your side and I saw what you thought, I was like, we are just similar. We are so similar. Slightly different. I was thinking more towards the way I'm trying to put myself in Ten Hag's shoes, trying to think like him, because it's very difficult. All season long we've been picking sides and it's never been the side ever. So it's very tough to do that. But I'm trying my best to try and get it right for once. And I'm going with this side. I'm going with De Gea in goal. Dalot is going to go at right back. I think Wan-Bissaka played midweek because he wants Dalot to go right side, and Malacia will jump back in at left back. I think he's going to go with Casemiro, Eriksen, and Bruno. And then I think he's going to try going back to that pre-season front three, which is Rashford left, Martial up front, and Sancho on the right. I think he's got to see how that works. And Anthony doing as well as he's done, and he deserves to play. He is a better player. He is playing better than Sancho. But I think this might be a game where he decides to go with this front three to start. And if it's not working, you bring on Anthony, you bring on Wan-Bissaka to shore things up at the back. And you've got Anthony there to bring some much needed pace. And then also you've got Garnacho on the other side. So to be able to take these two off, and who's more of an impact coming off the bench, it'd be Garnacho and Anthony than Sancho and whatever. So that'd be nice. And I've gone with this pretty much same scorers. I think Bruno's going to get a goal, and I think Rashford's going to get a goal, and I think we're going to win 2-1. So it's a similar thought as you, but a slightly different way of doing it. So,
no, I like that, Nath. Yeah, actually, the more I think about it, that front three is better. It's a stronger front three than having Anthony, Sancho, and Rashford through the centre, because we've seen Rashford through the centre. It is not his best position. As we were just talking about, he isn't he's not that sort of striker. Exactly what you're saying. That touch, it shows it. Martial, put it this way, I think Martial, everything I just said about him, he's taking that ball over the top. Yeah. He's got that skill to take it down and hit it. He has. He is a... I know that Rashford scored loads of goals this season, but if you're talking about the position of striker, Martial is a better striker.
Finisher. Yeah. I get you mean. Like someone's going to... Shots to goals ratio, it's better. Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
Someone's going to clip that now and be like, this geezer's talking about Martial being better than Rashford. No. He's a better striker. He knows the position better. He plays it better. He plays off the back man better, and he's got a better hold-up play as well. So... Yeah, but that's good. That's a good team. I'll actually go with your team, Nate, personally, mate.
Let's see if it works, though. Let's see if Ten Hag goes with it. So, that's the way it is right now. I've got my son's final I'm going to today. I'll be watching the game because the game is actually before his game. That'd be good. But it is actually on live stream as well. It's funny. They got Filed FC in the cup, under 18s. Was it? I don't know what kind of cup it is. What's the cup, Nat? What's it called? Oh, he's got his headphones in.
Ain't you a coach, Nate? Ain't you a coach of this team?
I am part of the yeah, I am part of the coaching squad here.
So it's live streaming, is it? The game's live streaming.
The game's actually on live stream.
Go on. Post a link then.
But they're charging, man. They're charging $3.99.
What? No, don't worry about that. No offense, Nate. No
I
offense,
couldn't believe it
mate.
when I saw it. I'm like, they ain't even free. They don't charge for any other live streams. Why are they charging for this one? But yeah, it's going to be a good one because they are a good side. And they've done very well to get to the final. Nasal's got 26 goals. His teammates got 25 goals this season. And it's the year above's team that are playing. So he's under 17s, but the under 18s got to the final and filed. So they've got to play the 1 year above team that beat our very good side, who's 1 year older as well, to get to the final. So yeah, it's going to be a very tough one, but it's a good day at Leyland Stadium, Leyland FC. So yeah, it's going to be a big one. But look, hopefully there's 2 wins on this day. That's Man United beating West Ham, and his game is Withenshaw Amateurs Leopards under 17 Leopards beating Fylde under 18s. Let's see if that happens. But look, that's all we've got time for. Garth will be on in the evening, won't we, for the match reaction? Hopefully, like I said, with smiles on our faces. But thank you guys for the comments. Thank you guys for tuning in. Anyone who's new, make sure you hit that like and subscribe and turn on notifications. See you in the next one. Peace.